Now that you have your workflow outline, it's time for the fun part, mapping it out. My name is Jack Cronin, and I'm going to walk you through some generic instructions to drawing your process maps. Now, a workflow map isn't necessarily required for all cost assessments, but it is highly recommended to make sure that you aren't missing any important activities or elements. For example, the process map helps you break out your project into discrete activities to capture the who, what, when, and with what resources for each activity. You can map out your processes in whichever program you prefer, whether that's Smartsheet or PowerPoint. But I like to use Microsoft Visio because it is designed specifically to help you create flow diagrams like this one. When I open Microsoft Visio, I like to start by selecting this cross-functional flowchart here. Click it once, and then I like this horizontal cross-functional flowchart because it flows from left to right, but you are free to select whichever one that you think makes the most sense for your project. Now, you'll notice that we already have some rows here on the left, which are called swim lanes in Microsoft Visio. I like to use these to denote which personnel are involved. So this is person one, person two, etc. We also can create columns by using these items called separators here on the left. You click and drag them. And I like to use these to denote different points in time or in the process. So you can refer to this as phase one, phase two, etc. Now, start by creating bubbles and placing them in the according box that accurately reflects who should be doing that activity and during what phase. So, for example, you want to start with activity one here on the left, and then place activities 2, 3, 4 in a sequential order that logically makes sense. Once you are happy with the overall skeleton, you can use this connector function to start drawing the lines between them, like so. Visio has a number of other cool features that you can use and play around with on your own. I won't have time to go through all of them today, but suffice it to say that there are containers, so you can group multiple activities, and you can also label specific arrows and connectors with important nuances of your workflows, like so. Your finished process map could end up looking something like this. And while it looks great, it's not quite done. You need to return back to your implementation partners and your research team and review this with them and work on it until it looks reasonably accurate of what your process map and your workflow could look like in an ideal world for this implementation project. And this concludes our little crash course in Microsoft Visio and drawing your process maps. I encourage you to play around in Visio with all their cool features to help fill out your process map to make it as good as it possibly can be.